the UP College of Law Class of 2020 Honor Graduates. Muhammad Muarif Sumdad Balang, cum laude, salutatorian. Tanya Beatriz Yap Tan, cum laude, valedictorian. Guest, the UP College of Law Faculty, Professor Paulo Emanuel Tamase. Professor Peter Donnelly Barot. Professor Herminio Bagro III. Professor Alex Ferdinand Fidel. Professor Kesterson Gua. Professor Flor de Lisa Vargas. Professor Maria Golda Gigi Mignota. Professor Andre C. Palacios. Professor Theodore Te. Professor Maria Gabriela Concepcion. Professor Elizabeth Aguiling Pangalangan. Judge Raul Pangalangan. College Secretary, Professor Michelle San Buenaventura D. Associate Dean, Professor Solomon Lumba. Ang AGIWA'NA ay ang taguri ng mga Ifugao sa bituing Sirius, ang pinakamaningning na tala sa karimlan ng gabi. Sinisimbolo ng AGIWA'NA ang dakilang hangarin ng mga nagsipagtapos na magsilbing liwanag at gabay sa lipunan bilang mga bagong tagapagtanggol ng bayan. Sa ipinamalas nilang pag-unawa sa mga prinsipyo at panununtunan na pinag-aangklahan ng kaayusan ng ating lipunan, nagtitiwala ang buong kolehiyo at ang universidad na dala ng ating mga nagsipagtapos ang kakayahang ipagtanggol ang mga karapatan at itaguyod ang kapakanan ng kanilang kapwa. Mga kaibigan, makalipas ang mahigit 2 taon ng pandemya, malugod namin kayong binabati sa AGIWA'NA, araw ng pagkilala para sa UP College of Law Graduates of 2020. Magsitayo ang lahat at tunghayan ang pagpasok ng dekano, Professor Edgardo Carlo Elvis Stan II. Mga kaibigan, ang Chancellor ng UP Diliman, Dr. Fidel R. Nemenzo. Pasilubungan natin ng masigabong palakpakan ang panauhing pandangal, dating senador ng ika-18 Kongreso ng Pilipinas, kagalang-galang Francis Kiko Nepomuceno Pangilinan. Manatiling nakatayo para sa pagpasok ng mga kulay na susundan ng pambansang awit ng Republika ng Pilipinas.
Perlas ang silanganan, alab ng puso, sa dibdib mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, duyan ka ng magiting, sa manlulupi, di ka pasisiil, sa dagat at bundok, sa simoy at sa langit mong bughaw, may dilagang tulat, awit sa paglayang minamahal, ang kislap ng watawat mo'y tagumpay na nagniningning, ang bituin at araw niya kailan pa may di magdidilim, lupa ng araw ng luwalhati't pagsinta, buhay ay langit sa piling mo, aming ligaya na pag may mga api ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Magsiupo ang lahat. Sir Edgardo Carlo L. Vistan II, Dean of the UP College of Law.
Our guest of honor and commencement speaker, former Senator Francis Kiko Pangilinan. Our Chancellor in UP Diliman, Fidel R. Nimenzo. Our former Dean and a retired Judge of the International Criminal Court, Judge Raul Pangalangan. Other members of the faculty of the College of Law. Other members of the members of the UP Law Complex staff and other personnel, and of course, our class, our graduates of 2020, your parents, siblings, friends, and loved ones present for this recognition program. Good afternoon to everyone. The UP College of Law's Recognition Rites or program for its graduates is a festive occasion filled with warm felicitations showered upon the women and men of that hour, the graduating class. While this recognition event for the class of 2020 differs from our typical one in that we honor today not the graduating batch of this year, but that of 2 years ago, this fact actually leads to more reasons for celebration. For one, many of you, if not all of you, by this time are already lawyers, and this adds a special twist to this occasion. The air reverberates with more than the usual good vibes because of your relatively recent conquest of the bar exams, and for many in your class, your accomplishment of this feat in an excellent or exemplary fashion. The fact that your class achieved all these amidst the hazards, disruptions, and uncertainties brought about by the COVID-19 pandemic adds to the reasons for our jubilation this afternoon. Secondly, the festive energy is heightened among you, the faculty and the other members of the UP Law family participating in this gathering, because the fact that your batch really graduated 2 years ago also makes this event a homecoming or reunion. You, our class of 2020, have been 2 years away from the law school where you spent 4 years or so of the most recent chapter of your lives. There is already some catching up to do with your blockmates, friends, and professors. It is for all these reasons why it was an easy and welcome decision on the college's part to accede to the request of your class to hold an in-person graduation or recognition event after you were deprived of this milestone in your life by the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic. We in the UP Law community are honored to be celebrating and giving recognition to you, our graduates of 2020, as well as to your families and loved ones, not only for your accomplishments, but also for the hard work, perseverance, and fortitude you demonstrated through the struggles and challenges of your law school years, and then the pandemic years that immediately ensued and delayed the entry of your batch to the legal profession. Gayon naman, at sa puntong ito, mangyari po lamang na bigyan po natin ang ating class of 2020 at ang kanilang mga pamilya at mga mahal sa buhay ng isang masigabong palakpakan. Nabanggit ko na nga kanina na 2 taon na din mula ng formal na nagawaran ng kanilang Juris Doctor degree ang ating mga estudyanteng nagsipagtapos noong 2020. Marami na nga sa inyo, sa ating mga nagsipagtapos, ay abogado na. At kung hindi man dahil pinagpaliban ninyo siguro ang pagkuha ng bar exams, lahat kayo ay umusad na din ng buhay. Sa puntong ito ng inyong mga karera, ng inyong mga buhay, maaring alalahanin niyo sana na ang inyong kolehiyo, ang UP College of Law, ay naririyan lang para inyong balikan. Kami na mga naging profesor ninyo ay handang makipagkwentuhan at magpayo na din kung kinakailangan. Maaring alalahanin niyo din ang mga prinsipyo na pilit na sinusulong ng ating kolehiyo, ng ating universidad, ang magsilbi sa kapwa, ang gumawa ng tama, at ang maging tagapagtaguyod ng kaayusan, katarungan at kaunlaran sa ating mga komunidad. On this note, I cannot help but point out your chosen title for your virtual recognition program 2 years ago. As mentioned at the start of the program, the word AGIWA'NA that you chose then 2 years ago is the Ifugao name for Sirius, the star that is part of the constellation Canis Major, and is in fact the brightest star in the night sky. The AGIWA'NA is used as a guide to navigation because it is very prominent in the night sky. When things are not clear, when things look dark and bleak for you, as they do in the nighttime, you can consider your alma mater, the UP College of Law, as your AGIWA'NA, your guiding star. Recall the values and principles that your alma mater stands for, and let it guide your path. I presume, however, that you really chose AGIWA'NA as your graduation title or theme because this is what all of you are aspiring for: to be the brightest star, to give light and direction, to lead the way. I hope that you all realize this aspiration. I learned as I was preparing this opening message that the star Sirius, or AGIWA'NA, is expected to become brighter through the years. I also hope that you follow in this expected trajectory of the luminosity or brightness of the star that you chose to symbolize yourselves, your hopes, and your visions as you left the college 2 years ago, and that you accomplish more things in the years to come. I am certain that as UP Law graduates, you have what it takes to shine brighter through the years. Our guest of honor and commencement speaker, our alumnus and former Senator Kiko Pangilinan, has much to share on this last point I mentioned. For this reason, allow me now to wind up my opening message with a reminder that as you work towards your aspirations, remember those who also guided you towards your current promising paths: your family, your loved ones, your professors, your friends. Be thankful, and let this gathering be an occasion to express your gratitude to all of them. Once again, congratulations to all of you, our dear graduates, and to your families and loved ones. Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat.
Thank you, Dean Vistan. Guests, Professor Michelle San Buenaventura D., College Secretary.
Our guest of honor is an Isko like all of us. He earned his Bachelor of Arts in English, major in Comparative Literature, and Bachelor of Laws degrees from UP. He was a student leader during his time in the university. He served as chairperson of the Cal Student Council and of the USC, and was also appointed student regent. Subsequently, he obtained a master's degree in public administration from Harvard University John F. Kennedy School of Government. In 1988, he was elected councilor in Quezon City, becoming its youngest elected councilor. He was elected senator in 2001, 2007, and 2016, and served as chairperson of the Ethics, Education, Housing, Justice, Blue Ribbon, Agrarian Reform, Tourism, Social Justice and Rural Development, Agriculture and Food, and Constitutional Amendments and Revision of Laws Committees of the Senate. He also served as Senate Majority Leader from 2004 to 2008. In between his second and third terms as senator, he was appointed Presidential Assistant for Food Security and Agricultural Modernization from 2014 to 2015. As food czar, he was able to stabilize the price of rice, help curb the cocolisap infestation which affected the livelihood of coconut farmers, and caused the approval by NEDA of big-ticket irrigation projects, among other notable achievements. As a legislator, he authored and co-authored measures which were passed into law, most notable of which are the permanent validity of the Certificates of Live Birth, Death, and Marriage Act, the Sagip-Saka Act, the Coconut Farmers and Industry Trust Fund Act, the Expanded Maternity Leave Law, the Free Internet Access in Public Places Law, Universal Access to Quality Tertiary Education Act, and the Juvenile Justice and Welfare Act. His exposure to the issues faced by the agriculture sector made him a staunch advocate for the welfare of farmers and fisherfolk. True to his passion, his 2022 election campaign slogan, "Hello Pagkain, Goodbye Gutom," embodied his advocacy of improving the livelihood of our farmers and fisherfolk as a means of achieving food security for all. Indeed, one of the most touching and memorable scenes to emerge from the national elections was the sight of farmers raising his hand to endorse him in his candidacy for vice president. It was a testament to the farmers' recognition of his integrity as a public servant and his dedication to the improvement of their welfare that they traveled for hours and took the time out of their busy day to be able to convey their full support to his candidacy. After a life spent mostly in the public service, he is currently spending his time with family as a private citizen and a full-time farmer, while still advocating for the issues close to his heart. Let us all please give a warm round of applause to our guest of honor and speaker, former Senator Honorable Francis Kiko N. Pangilinan.
Thank you very much. Maraming salamat sa ating College Secretary, Attorney Michelle San Buenaventura D., for the kind introduction. To our Chancellor, Fidel Nemenso, my contemporary in this beloved UP Diliman. To Dean Edgardo Carlo Vistan II, and the faculty members of the UP College of Law. To our former Dean, my professor, Judge Raul Pangalangan, to my contemporary in the college and our First Lady of the UP system, Attorney Gabi Roldan Concepcion, to our distinguished guests, parents, and Batch 2022 graduates, magandang hapon sa inyong lahat. Congratulations sa Batch 2020 ng UP College of Law at sa inyong mga bisita, mga magulang, kapatid, kaibigan, jowa, at sa lahat ng mga nagtiis sa inyong mga pagsusungit, pagsusunog ng kilay nitong maraming taon. Salamat Dean Edgardo Carlo Vistan II sa paanyaya para magsalita sa inyong recognition rites for Batch 2020. Graduation speaker ninyo ngayon, ako, no? Delayed itong inyong recognition rites dahil sa pandemya. Kaya marahil marami sa inyo may trabaho na. At palagay ko nga, bilang graduation speaker ninyo ngayon, ay tama rin lang. Dahil ako rin, delayed yung graduation ko many years ago. Dahil evening student ako at tumakbo sa 2 halalan habang ako'y estudyante sa Quezon City na nauwi sa 2 leave of absences. Marahil din sa inyo, after 2 years, nakalabas na nakalabas na kayo sa kalinga at gabay na binibigay ng pamantasan at kolehiyo. Marahil naranasan na ninyo ang katotohanan ng buhay sa labas ng akademiya, punong-puno ng pagsubok sa pinag-aaralan sa prinsipyo sa buhay, sa paninindigan. Medyo naaliw ako sa invitation ninyo, Dean. Sabi ninyo, ako ay inyong inimbitahan dahil quote-unquote, model lawyer and alumnus. Sa totoo, hindi ako naging model law student. Gaya ng nabanggit ko kanina, working student ako. Para mabigyan kayo ng idea noong aking freshman year sa College of Law, ako ang tumakbong kandidato para sa chairman ng Student Council noong first year, first semester. Nanalo naman. Akala ko magpapahinga na ako at makakatutok na sa pag-aaral. November 1986, bilang student leader at activist sa UP at Student Council President, pinatay si Lando Olalia at ang kanyang driver na si Leonor Alayay dito sa UP. 2 linggo ang naging protesta at paglalamay. Tayo po ang naging taya. Akala ko pagkatapos noon makakapag-aral na ako ng law ng husto. Pagdating naman ng January 1987, naganap ang Mendiola Massacre. Ang protesta ng mga magsasaka dito rin ginanap sa UP Diliman at kami na naman bilang chairman ang naging taya. First semester, second semester ng aking freshman year. Milagro na natapos ko ang aking pag-aaral. Pagdating pa ng second year, akala ko'y tapos na ang mga malapiligrong sitwasyon, pinatay naman si Leon Alejandro noong September 1987. Magpa-final exam na kami sa first semester. Matindi talaga. I spent more years in the college than the standard 4 years. And then, to top it all or to cap it, naging konsehal po ako ng ating minamahal na lungsod Quezon, kinatawan ng ating distrito. Kung hindi ako pinayagan ng head librarian ng Quezon City Public Library na magkaroon ng exception at payagan akong iuwi gabi-gabi, overnight, yung mga skra, malamang hindi ako abogado ngayon. I recall those years as they are similar to these last few years. Very challenging, disruptive, especially for the new lawyers and graduates alike. The difference between the late 80s and today is that we were building democracy and defending democracy with the rule of law. Today, we are defending democracy against impunity, lawfare or the weaponization of the law, and the disregard for the rule of law. And this is the environment in which you have begun your career in law. A corrupt and abusive dictator who was deposed by the people in an historic, peaceful uprising was buried in the most hallowed grounds reserved for those who lived, fought, and died for our country and for our people. A Supreme Court Chief Justice was removed from office not through impeachment, as the Constitution mandates, but by the same institution that accused her, the same supreme institution, the utmost, the best, the last resort. In their dissenting opinions, those who voted against the quo warranto called the decision, and I quote, a legal abomination and a kind of seppuku with none of the honor associated with it. A senator of the Republic was jailed and continues to languish in jail after her term ended last June. For over 5 years now, she continues to be in jail over false accusations, using fabricated evidence by convicted criminals, many of whom have recanted or withdrawn their testimonies. A broadcast giant that has been a pillar of news, information, and the exposés of government abuses was shut down, and thousands of its workers lost their jobs after the administration lawmakers then blocked Congress from renewing its franchise. An unprecedented pandemic, killing thousands and rendering our economy on its knees, was used to siphon off billions of pesos that could have otherwise been used to treat the sick and the dying, pay for our heroic medical frontliners, and provide income for those who lost their jobs. And never must we forget the tens of thousands who were brutally killed in the so-called war on drugs. The orphans and the widows continue to suffer the loss of their breadwinners and loved ones as the country withdraws from the ICC, the mechanism that could go after the masterminds of the methodically mad mass murder of thousands, mostly poor. Dare I say that we are facing anarchy, that our fragile democracy is under threat, because as the late U.S. Associate Supreme Court Justice Brandeis said, and I quote, government teaches the whole people by its example. If the government becomes the lawbreaker, it breeds contempt for law. It invites every man to become a law unto himself. It invites anarchy. End of quote. Law, the rule of law, and the just enforcement of the law are foundations on which civility and civilization rest. The measure of balance and harmony in our society and communities relies on our respect for each other as expressed in our respect for mutually agreed, codified rules. Today, titans of technology are able to manipulate truth or simply watch and earn tens of billions as they enable forces to do so. Hate and lies and bullying in the virtual world has had dire consequences. IRL, as you young people say, in real life. In this environment, all of us lawyers, law graduates, advocates should ask ourselves how to fight this infodemic that is destroying democratic institutions and putting to test our very own humanity. We cannot stand idly by. Just 3 weeks ago, in the Ateneo campus grounds here in Quezon City, in a similar graduation exercise such as this one we have today, the state of the rule of law in the country was shockingly exposed. 3 people, including a former mayor, her longtime aide, and an Ateneo security guard, were gunned down in broad daylight by a lone gunman who, to my mind, was egged on by the platforms provided by social media giants, further agitated by paid influencers and well-funded trolling disinformation operations to spread hate and to propagate lies. The fact that no less than our sitting Supreme Court Justice, Chief Justice, was to attend that event as commencement speaker speaks volumes of the irony. Why have we come to this level of impunity, of complete reckless disregard for the rule of law? I venture to say that a key to all this is a system of justice that faces a deep and pervasive crisis of irrelevance and inutility. Today, our system of justice cries out for sweeping reforms. Nearly 1/3 of our courts have no judges. About the same number of vacancies plague our prosecution service. It takes an average of 6 years for cases to be resolved in the first-level courts. At that rate, The poor have no hope for redress. Conviction rates in the Sandigan Bayan is about 30%, or less than 3 out of 10 cases end up in conviction, compared to about 90% conviction rates in Singapore and Japan. With these numbers in the country, the rule of law and the justice system that upholds it is pretty much a myth rather than a reality for millions of our kababayans. Former Chief Justice Puno once said that our country pines for a first world justice system, yet provides the judiciary with a third world budget. The combined budgets of the Department of Justice and the judiciary comprises about roughly a measly 70 billion pesos, or less than 2% of the entire national budget of 5 trillion. In the meantime, the Commission on Audit, in a report in 2021, stated that about 700 billion pesos worth of government funds is lost to corruption annually. Unless our courts punish more and punish swiftly, unless we have more courts established to keep up with the huge case backlogs in the country's court system, unless our judiciary and prosecution service vacancy rates are filled up, and our conviction rates and case disposition rates improve radically, the respect for the rule of law will be a pipe dream, and impunity will continue to be pervasive. Only when we have a sufficiently funded, responsive, and relevant and independent system of justice can we truly confront impunity and ensure that the respect for the rule of law becomes the norm in society. Yan ang kalagayan ng batas at hustisya sa Pilipinas ngayon, sa ating mundo. Yan ang ginagalawan nating katotohanan, kaya malinaw rin ang mga dapat nating gawin. You, my dear graduates of the UP Law Class of 2020, in the context of the Philippine justice system in crisis, will either be part of the problem or part of the solution. And it all depends on the choices you are willing to make and the difficult positions and stands you are bravely or cowardly willing to take. I ask that you choose courage and bravery. Dante Alighieri, in his immortal Divine Comedy, said that the hottest place in hell is reserved for those who, in a period of moral crisis, choose to maintain their neutrality. Malinaw na nakasalalay sa ating kinabukasan at ating sa ating puspusan at araw-araw na pagsasabuhay, nakasalalay ang ating kinabukasan, pagsasabuhay ng katotohanan at katarungan. Sa ating pag-file ng mga pleadings, sa pagtanggap ng mga pro bono or paying cases, sa ating pakikisalamuha sa lahat ng makakaengkwentro natin araw-araw, pero lalo na sa pinakamababa, pinakainaapi, pinakanililinlang. Saan man tayo naroroon, tayong mga nagpakadalubhasa sa mga batas, nagtatrabaho man sa isang maliit na law firm, o sa Makati Law Firm, o sa BGC Law Firm, sa Public Attorney's Office, sa isang korporasyon o NGO, malaki ang ating ginagampanang tungkulin para sa pagpapataguyod ng katotohanan at katarungan. The enemies of truth and justice and democracy have used and exploited the legal system. We fight for these ideals as officers of the court and as our oath commands us, by maintaining allegiance to the Republic of the Philippines, upholding the Constitution, and upholding the rule of law. We must use the laws that we have mastered to contain, if not stop, unjust imprisonment, abuse of security forces, criminalization of social protest, and repudiation of the most basic guarantees to due process. As the world changes, new norms and laws are being formulated, and these are opportunities. You may explore going into environmental law and pursue climate justice Go after organized crime responsible for the rape of our natural resources, the massive destruction of air, land, and water resources, as well as the flora and fauna they contain. It is a crime against the future, against your future. Go after those who perpetrate crimes that lead to hunger and death from avoidable diseases, environmental disaster, and ethnocide of indigenous peoples. They are crimes against future generations. This way, you contribute to ensuring adequate legal protection for our common home, the earth. Because that is the first law, survival. But it will not be survival only of self, it will be survival of the natural, physical, and social ecosystem that ensures our own survival as human beings. This means that all of us in the legal profession need to protect the legal assets for the community, for all of humanity. I will ask something else of you. Apart from vital details of every day, I ask you to work, live, and love in the larger world of a larger context of possibilities, of opportunities born of existential crises confronting humanity. I ask you to take on the fight for truth and justice, parang Marvel superheroes, and the democratic way of life. As a student leader and activist during the martial law years, it was the late, great Jose K. Pepe Jokno, a towering figure of the opposition then, who inspired me to pursue law. His lifetime commitment as a lawyer for the marginalized and the oppressed inspired me to take the path less taken in our beloved legal profession. Today, and for the past many decades, I have tried my best to stay true to the principles Kapepe stood for by championing the cause of the marginalized, the oppressed, our farmers, and our fisherfolk. As lawyers and advocates, I challenge and invite you to help become the voice of the voiceless, to become brave for those who are afraid, and to become the strength of those who are weak, for they are many amongst us. Finally, let me ask you to continue to be courageous and strong. You have gone through the grind that is the UP College of Law. You have more than knowledge, you have a community here. Now it's time to gather grit and grace as we live the law we love and the justice we all aspire for. Congratulations again to Batch 2020 of the UP College of Law. Padayon at pagpalain nawa kayo ng poong may kapal. Magandang hapon sa kanilang lahat.
Marami pong salamat, kagalang-galang Francis Kiko Pangilinan. Bilang pasasalamat, narito ang munting regalo na inihahandog ni Nadine Vistan at Chancellor Nemenzo. Muli, marami pong salamat. Ngayon, isang alay-himig mula kay Binibining Marjorie Peleño ng Kolehiyo ng Arte at Literatura. salamat, Marjorie Peleño. Now, we call again on stage Professor Edgardo Carlo Elvistan II to present the graduates of Class 2020.
Sa kaguruan ng Kolehiyo ng Batas at iba pa nating mga minamahal na bisita, ikinararangal ko pong iharap sa inyo ang mga nagsipagtapos mula sa Kolehiyo ng Batas para sa akademikong taong 2019 hanggang 2020. Binubuo sila ng 162 nagsipagtapos mula sa programang Juris Doctor. Kabilang sa mga nagsipagtapos ang 2 mag-aaral na nagkamit ng karangalang cum laude. Maraming salamat po.
To the members of the UP College Law Batch 2020, congratulations on your graduation. After all the sleepless nights, the registration issues with OCS, review or even cramming sessions, your good, bad, or hilarious recitations, the experiences gained and lessons learned, you will finally be able to say goodbye to Malcolm Hall or to BGC in the case of our pioneer BGC batch. I hope, however, that you will only say goodbye to the physical structure and that you will never leave behind the lessons that your professors, the college, and the university have always tried to impart, that as scholars ng bayan, we have to strive for both honor and excellence in everything that we do. Please always remember that as UP graduates, you owe so much to the people, and as future lawyers, please always remember that you have responsibilities not just to your client, but also to society and the country as a whole. I hope that you will be able to serve the country in your own way, whether big or small. We will miss seeing you in the halls of the college, but we are happy and proud that you finally made it. Congratulations once again, and I wish you the best of luck in the bar exams and in your future practice as lawyers.
UP Law Class of 2020, congratulations! Huwag nating kalimutan magsilbi sa bayan.
Isang mainit na pagbati sa lahat ng magsisipagtapos sa panahon ng pandemya. Isang panahon ng matinding pagbabago. Ngunit kung nalampasan niyo na ang luha, dugo at pawis ng law school, siguradong malalampasan niyo rin ang lahat ng hamon ng panahong ito. Congratulations po sa inyong lahat. Mabuhay kayo. Padayon.
Salamat sa inyong
Congratulations! You made it!
taglay niyo ang
Make us proud, guys.
taglay niyo ang karunungan.
Congratulations once again to the UP Law Batch of 2020. Mabuhay! Your graduation brings you new challenges, which I hope you hurdle with courage. My toast to you is to success.
Congratulations to you, your families, and your communities. And may you bring kindness and wisdom to the lives you touch. Dangal at husay.
Hello, graduates. Today is the day when you start studying for the bar. We hope you can be successful in the bar too, as you were successful in the College of Law. Carpe diem.
The rigors and sacrifices of law school are done, but the challenges of the bar beckon. We have high hopes on all of you.
Isang maligayang pagbati sa UP Law Class of 2020. Sa inyong pagtatapos, naway dalihin ninyo ang mga karanasan na magbibigay sa inyo ng lakas upang maging katangi-tanging abogado ng sambayanan.
Maalab at mainit na pagbati sa inyong lahat na nagsisipagtapos sa kakaibang taong ito. Naway sa inyong pagtatapos, hindi hihinto ang pagninilay-nilay, pagtatanong, pagsusuri, paglilingkod, at pagkilos na siyang takda at tatak ng bawat isang nagdaan sa UP College of Law. Muli, mainit na pagbati. Humayo kayo at ipamalas ang dangal at husay, ang giting at tapang. At huwag kalimutan, higit sa lahat, sa bawat pagkakataon, paglingkuran ang taong bayan.
Congratulations, batch! Tayo yung batch na sobrang daming firsts. Tayo yung unang batch na UGC, tayo yung unang batch na nagklase at graduate online sa gitna ng isang pandemya. Tayo rin yung unang batch na magiging regional na yung bar. Sobrang dami nating nasaksihang pagbabago sa loob at labas ng UP. Ngunit sa kabila ng lahat, lumaban tayo ng buong giting at tapang. Ngayon, bilang mga abogado ng at para sa bayan, patuloy nawa tayong lumaban ng buong husay at higit sa lahat, may dangal at may taos-pusong pagmamahal sa bayan. Padayon, batch!
Hi, batchmates! As we graduate, may we always remember that our education puts us in a position of immense privilege. May each of us find opportunities to put that privilege to good use, particularly towards the service of others. Congratulations to all of us, especially to Block D, to the UPLDMU, and to the UP Portia sorority. Happy graduation!
Congratulations, batchmates! Our law school journey has finally come to an end. As we prepare to hurdle the bar and eventually join the profession, may we never forget that graduating from this institution is as much a responsibility as it is an honor. We will be making a lot of important decisions in our field and in our lives. And when that time comes, may we always choose our duty over what is easy, convenient, and selfish. Padayon Batch 2020, para sa bayan.
After 4, 5, or even 6 grueling years, we're finally here. With everything that we've learned, let's make changes to society. Honor before excellence. Bayan bago sarili. Congrats, Batch 2020! We made it!
Maligayang pagtatapos, Batch 2020, at pagtatagumpay natin sa kulay ito ay hindi lamang isang yugtong pinagtagumpayan para sa ating mga sarili at minamahal sa buhay, ngunit higit sa lahat ito ay sa panibagong panawagan upang gamitin ang ating propesyon sa ikaunlad ng bayan, lalong-lalo na sa pagsulong ng karapatan ng mga manggagawang labis na nasugatan dahil sa pandemya.
Isang taus-pusong pagpapasalamat sa lahat ng mga nakaramay ko sa loob ng 4 na taon sa UP College of Law. Shoutout lalong-lalo na sa aking mga blockmates, UP Law BGC Day 2020. Isang karangalan ang makasama kayo sa pagtatapos na ito. Padayon, batchmates, hanggang sa muli nating pagkikita.
Congratulations sa ating lahat sa matagumpay na pagtatapos ng 4, 5 o higit pang mga taon upang mabot ang ating mga pangarap. Pero sabi nga ni Jerry Corsales, pelikulang Walang Forever, isama mo naman ako sa mga pangarap mo. Yan ang tangis ng ating inang bayan. Marami na tayong sinakripisyo pero sana huwag nating ialay sa pedestal ng ambisyon kahit kailanman ang dangal at puso ng paglilingkod na kailangan ngayon. Padayon 2020.
Sa lahat ng ating mga magsisipagtapos, isang masigabong pagbati.
To distribute the diplomas and the special awards, Dean Edgardo Carlo L. Vistan II, Associate Dean Solomon F. Lumba, and College Secretary Michelle San Buenaventura D.
Joshua Quintin Ilagan Abad. Rainier Jeffrey Epino Abdon. Alicia Andrea Eliamil Adorna. Corpus Alarde, Dean's Medal for Academic Excellence. Commendation, Law Student Government, 4th Year Batch Representative, Academic Year 2019-2020. Renz Alrec Recamadas Alinas. Alexis Ann Pacheco Alip. Lian Kamit Alojado, Dean's Medal for Academic Excellence. Chris Erwin San Gabriel Alquizalas, Commendation, Law Student Government, President, Academic Year 2018-2019. Law Student Government, Internal Vice President, Academic Year 2017-2018. Jose Ramon Mirasol Ampil. Ray Michael Napilot Año Nuevo. Paulo Miguel Roman Antonio. Magdalena Cecilia Lepiten Ariola, Dean's Medal for Academic Excellence. Juan Paulo Marceliana Artiaga. Commendation, Law Student Government, Internal Vice President, Academic Year 2018-2019. Law Student Government, 3rd Year Batch Representative, Academic Year 2017-2018. Justicia Moot Court Competition, Tihanki Center for the Rule of Law, Champion Team 2017. Nemo Makaspak. Reina Marie Panganiban Asistores, Dean's Medal for Academic Excellence. Roberto Joaquin Sayon Atanasio. Kathleen Belmonte Babasa. Josiah Patrick Pareñas Bagayas. Muhammad Muarif Sumdad Balang, Salutatorian, Cum Laude, Dean's Medal for Academic Excellence. Emanuelin Velasco Balgos. Don Bettina Kibael Bernabe. Maria Victoria Lumba Buenaventura. Samantha Esther Torres Buico. Maria Ella Natividad Cabais. Godfrey Anton Jimenez Cabrera. Astrid Bernice Kawi Cabreros. Emilio Sebastian Martinez Caedo. Gerard John Pineda Caisip. Francine Beatrix Abad Karang. Commendation, 4th year batch representative, academic year 2019-2020. Dan Mikey Valera Caronan. Tristan Carlos Santiago Castillo. Kelvin Gabriel Rosales Tiong. Julia Alexandra Dairit Chu, Dean's Medal for Academic Excellence. Red Cross Moot Court Competition on International Humanitarian Law, Team Quarter-Finalist of Asia-Pacific Rounds 2018, National Champion Team Best Memorial for the Prosecution, Second Runner-Up Role Play category, and Third Best Speaker of the Preliminary Rounds for Philippine National Rounds 2018. Monroe E. Price Media Law Moot Court Competition, World Champion Team of International Rounds, Quarter-Finalist and Best Oralist of the Preliminary Rounds of Asia-Pacific Rounds 2019. Eduardo Charles Cojuangco. Cristel Elaine Villas Coliera. Aaron Christian Esguerra Cruz. Jonas Miguelito Palo Cruz, Dean's Medal for Academic Excellence, Chair, Philippine Law Journal, Volume 91. Mary Ann Espiritu Cuevas. Jenny Mary Kamama Dagun. Derek Mercado David. Juan Paulo Pasamonte de Guzman. Kyle David Ang D. Luwilin Manalo de la Cruz, Dean's Medal for Academic Excellence. Jela Doblas Desabel. Constantine Tereso Acebuche Doncila. Maria Natasha Consigo Dugan, Vice Chair, UP Law Electoral Commission, Academic Year 2019-2020. Commissioner, UP Law Electoral Commission, Academic Year 2017-2019. Robert Dominic Concordia Echeverry. Joy Christian De Leon Eduardo. Angelica Joy Abedes Escosio. Lorenzo Miguel Estrellado Esquivel. Marian Angeli Babaran Estioco. Stetson International Environmental Moot Court Competition World Champion, Second Best Memorial for the Prosecution, and Fourth Best Oralist in the Preliminary Rounds of International Rounds 2018. World Champion, Second Best Memorial, and Fourth Best Oralist in the Preliminary Rounds of International Rounds 2018. Regional Champion Team and Best Overall Memorial of Southeast Asian Regional Rounds 2018. Philip C. Jessup International Law Moot Court Competition, quarterfinalist team of International Rounds 2019, national champion team and third best oralist in the preliminary rounds of Philippine National Rounds 2019. Asia Cup champion team, third best memorial and second best respondent oralist of 2020. John Pictet Competition overall finalist team, Anglophone Rounds winning team and nominee Gilbert Apolis Award for Best Speaker of 2020. Bern Maravilla Facinal. Jeho Edric Francisco Fajardo. Kevin Gabriel Silvino Ferrer, Dean's Medal for Academic Excellence, Editor, Philippine Law Journal, Volume 92. Frank Anthony Caspe Figura, Commissioner, UP Law Electoral Commission, Academic Year 2017 to 2019. Erica Marie Villacorta Flores, Dean's Medal for Academic Excellence. Lois Ann Gacola Gabriel. Justine Maria Regina de la Cruz Galandines, Dean's Medal for Academic Excellence. Jermaine Quijano Garcia, Law Representative to the University Student Council, Academic Year 2018-2019, Law Student Government, Second Year Batch Representative, Academic Year 2016-2017. Danielle Sofia Beltran Garduño, Red Cross Moot Court Competition on International Humanitarian Law, quarterfinalist Team of Asia Pacific Rounds 2018, National Champion Team, Best Memorial of the Prosecution, and second runner-up role play category of Philippine National Rounds 2018. Philip C. Jessup International Law Moot Court Competition, quarterfinalist team of International Rounds 2019, National Champion Team of Philippine National Rounds 2019. John Pictet Competition, overall finalist team and Anglophone Rounds winning team of John Pictet Competition 2020. Roberto Rolando Lazatin Giotino. Hilary Angela C. Go. Philip Armand Gomez Gozali, Law Student Government Treasurer, Academic Year 2017-2018. George Mitchell Silva Guerrero, Vice Chair, Philippine Law Journal, Volume 92. Michael Dizon Guevara, Law Student Government, Evening Representative, Academic Year 2016-2017. Kenneth Charles Celino Hamada, Vice Chair, Philippine Law Journal, Volume 89. Diana Clarice Molina Heseta, Dean's Medal for Academic Excellence, International Criminal Court Moot Court Competition, quarterfinalist team and Best Victims Council. Chair, Philippine Law Journal, Volume 93. Editor, Philippine Law Journal, Volume 91. Abelardo Garcia Hernandez, Philip C. Jessup International Law Moot Court Competition, quarterfinalist team and 12th Best Oralist of the Preliminary Rounds of International Rounds 2019. National Champion Team 2019-2020, Best Oralist of the Final Rounds 2019-2020, and Best Oralist in the Preliminary Rounds of Philippine National Rounds 2020. Champion Team, 3rd Best Memorial and 3rd Best Respondent Oralist of 2020 Asia Cup. Philip C. Jessup International Law Moot Court Competition, International Champion Team of 2020. National Champion Team, Best Memorial of the Prosecution, Best Speaker of the Final Round, and 4th Best Speaker of the Preliminary Rounds of Philippine National Rounds of 2020. Editor, Philippine Law Journal, Volume 92. J. Rel Peña Hernandez. Jeji Fino Irong Jr. Mark Morris Mojica Julian, Law Student Government, Internal Vice President, Academic Year 2019-2020, Law Student Government, 3rd Year Batch Representative, Academic Year 2018-2019. Kyle Maria Linus Calieja Kapunan. Marcela Maria Lumotan Caraan, Dean's Medal for Academic Excellence. Law Student Government, President, Academic Year 2019-2020. Law Student Government, 3rd Year Batch Representative, Academic Year 2018-2019. Gresa Mary Hui Lacson. Clea Faye Cambal Lacurom. Jamila Paula de la Cruz Laguardia, Chair, Philippine Law Journal, Volume 92. Ana May U. Lamentilio. Antonio Mantaring Lapid. Genesis I.J. Ronquillo Leal, Editor, Philippine Law Journal, Volume 93. Janine Joyce Botanas Ledesma, Law Student Government, Treasurer, Academic Year 2019-2020. Mary Abigail Palatino Lerios, Law Student Government, Evening Representative, Academic Year 2017-2018. Lenvic Elicer Riños Lesigues. John Ellison Lo Letran. Mark Xavier Cordial Libardo, Monroe E. Price Media Law Moot Court Competition, Asia Pacific Rounds Best Memorial of 2018. Monroe E. Price Media Law Moot Court Competition, World Champion Team and Best Oralist of the Preliminary Round of International Rounds 2019. Semi-finalist Team of Asia Pacific Rounds 2019. Patrick Andrew Sumang Lim. Mark Christian Matias Lopez. Armand Carlo Galang Lustre, Dean's Medal for Academic Excellence. Law Student Government, Treasurer, Academic Year 2018-2019. Law Student Government, BGC Day Representative, Academic Year 2017-2018. Lord Zedric Tamayo Makatiag. Genevieve Romero Maglaya. Joseph Reyna Malcontento. Dean's Medal for Academic Excellence. Wayne Del Legacy Manuel, Law Student Government, Evening Representative, Academic Year 2019-2020. Quina Magana Marticio, Stetson International Environmental Moot Court Competition, Semi-Finalist Team and Third Best Memorial of International Rounds 2019. Finalist Team and Third Best Memorial for the Prosecution of Southeast Asian Regional Rounds 2019. Dean Harold Danzen Valdeavilla Medina. Nepomuceno Mendoza III. Rafael Antonio Fernandez Mendoza. Mark Edmer Glenn Adahar Mercado. Ray Lemuel Doliete Molabola. Ira Nika Santiago Montemayor. Maria Socorro Rivera Montemayor. Dominic Nikki Di Macali Morata. Paterno Castillo Orduña Jr., Justicia Moot Court Competition, Tihanki Center for the Rule of Law, Champion Team of 2017. Roy Maru Lising Pablo. David Roy Chu Padin, Law Representative to the University Student Council, Academic Year 2016-2017. Shermiruz Sabadin Paiso. May Emeline Maghuyop Palgan. Justin Stamatelaki Paras. Freya Alessandra Gain Patron. Aylwin John Endicio Perez. Raquesa Jane Salalima Pichay. Elaine Ilas Pineda. Edwin Salvador de la Cruz Pio Quinto. Sheila Marie Loma Rabaya, Dean's Medal for Academic Excellence. Editor, Philippine Law Journal, Volume 92. Moina Ferina Jaramillo Rafanan, Commissioner, UP Law Electoral Commission, Academic Year 2016-2020. Edward Marcel Salientes Ragadio, Philip C. Jessup International Law Moot Court Competition, Quarterfinalist Team of International Rounds 2019, National Champion Team and 7th Best Oralist in the Preliminary Rounds of Philippine National Rounds 2019. Pamela Lorraine Santiago Ramos. Jessamine Raisa Payumo Rasul. Feliz Noche Ravina, Red Cross Moot Court Competition on International Humanitarian Law, Quarterfinalist Team and Justice Ines Luciano Award for Best Mooter of Philippine National Rounds 2019. Philip C. Jessup International Law Moot Court Competition, National Champion Team and Best Memorial for the Prosecution of Philippine National Rounds 2020. Maria Karina Gongora Raimundo. Juan Miguel Mendoza Razon. Lloyd Edgar Galang Reyes. Ara Patrice Pulgo Riliera, Dean's Medal for Academic Excellence. Rex Wilbert Lagi Rivera. Harriet Marie Mendoza Rodriguez. Numeriano Anton III Cabrera Rodriguez. Regine Beatrice Tiukinhoy Rodriguez. Gabriel Fernandina C. Rondain. Maria Regina Paglinawan Rosario, Dean's Medal for Academic Excellence. Francis Richie Jose Salgado, Commissioner, UP Law Electoral Commission, Academic Year 2018-2020. Alphonse Gayloa Samson. Margaret Gaslani Sandoval. Noel Marie Fianza Sanidad. Maria Angela Teresa Gamo Sebastian, Monroe E. Price Media Law Moot Court Competition, Best Oralist of the Preliminary Rounds of International Rounds 2020, Top 5 Teams of Regional Rounds 2020. Maria Criselda Jimenez Sebastian. Lourdes Lucena Aquino Senieres. Julie Ann Rosette Maluya CB. Editor, Philippine Law Journal, Volume 92. Cristel Shane Messina Sigua, Dean's Medal for Academic Excellence. Anton Miguel Alves Sison, International Criminal Court Moot Court Competition, World Quarterfinalist Team and Overall Best Victims Council 2018, Asia Cup Champion Team, 3rd Best Memorial for the Prosecution, and 5th Best Applicant Oralist 2020. Philip C. Jessup International Law Moot Court Competition, National Champion Team, and Best Memorial for the Prosecution of Philippine National Rounds 2020. Editor, Philippine Law Journal, Volume 92. Princess Sierra Sakitan Soliman. Paulo Salazar Somera. Isabel Patricia Concepcion Soresca. Francis Kyle Kagalingan Subido. Samantha Joy Gabrilio Tamayo. Isaac Emmanuel Salvador Tambunting. Sharina Raisa del Rosario Tan. Tanya Beatriz Yap Tan, valedictorian, cum laude, Dean's Medal for Academic Excellence. Maria Christine Gaudines Tolentino. Marlene Ruth Castillo Tongson. Eva Angeline Manuel Trinidad. Marius Zar Alejandrino Tubog. James Michael Acabodillo Uwaminal. Maria Florence Criselda Cervantes Uehara. Carla Elaine de Guzman Umali. Matthew Bido Utan. Clarice Paulina Macaraeg Valdecantos. Victoria Rose Caballero Velasco, Dean's Medal for Academic Excellence. Nicole Beatriz Yap Veloso. Stephen Marcos Unson Vera Cruz. David John Saura Vergara. Tricia Marie Ibanez Vergara. Evangeline Ruzol Villajuan. Ralph Julius Ginto Villanueva. Judd Willis Alunan Vitente, Dean's Medal for Academic Excellence. Ronald Pascual Visconde. Cliff Enriquez Young. Class 2021, Lester Galvez Cavestani.
Maraming salamat, Dean Vistan, Associate Dean Lumba, and College Secretary San Buenaventura D. Pagbati sa UP College of Law graduates of 2020. Let's clap. Good job, good job. May we now call on the class valedictorian to deliver her valedictory address. Guests, let us welcome Attorney Tanya Beatriz Yaptan.
Senator Kiko Pangilinan, Chancellor Fidel Nemenzo, Dean Carlo Vistan, administrators, faculty, parents, family, friends, and of course, my UP Law Class of 2020 batchmates. Good afternoon. When I was told a few days ago that I will be speaking again before the UP Law Class of 2020 today, I thought to myself, hala, hindi ba graduate na ako dyan? Difficult as the task may seem, my only consolation is I would perhaps be only one of two people in the history of this college who would be made to deliver a valedictory speech twice. It is an honor. In all seriousness, though, I felt a great amount of pressure to convey thoughts regarding our past 4 to 6 years of law school, which concluded more than 2 years ago. I wondered, how best can I encapsulate the struggles of a batch who has gone through incredible hardships just to get to where we are today, and still provide an opportunity to reminisce on the 4 to 6 years we walked in the halls of Malcolm or in BGC. More than that, I pondered on what changed in these past 2 years since we graduated, a time that seems so long ago. More than 2 years ago, we found ourselves graduating at the onset of the pandemic. While it was not the most ideal time to graduate, we were filled with so much energy, optimism, and aspiration as to what lies ahead. We had the plan then. We will take the bar in November 2020. We will become lawyers. Then little by little, we will make our mark. We recall our extremely difficult experiences in the college. Our cincos, our tears, our days of being sent out of the classroom, and of being ordered to sit down in the middle of recitation. My blockmates and I even recall the time that our classmate was sent out of the classroom for having chinky eyes. Yes, our professor thought he was sleeping in class. And yet, beyond these difficult experiences, we made it. We graduated. We thought to ourselves, if we can survive these grueling years of law school, we can do anything. Honestly, graduating from the UP College of Law back then felt like we had the whole world at our fingertips. Little did we know that our plans were to be put on hold for another 2 years. Wave after wave of this global pandemic, from Alpha to Delta to Omicron, we have lost friends, loved ones, and family. All while many of us made ends meet and studied for the bar away from our loved ones. Now, many of us are already lawyers. Many of us are working. Many of us are slowly realizing that the real world calls for far more than what we learned in law school. In the simplest of experiences, we may have already realized that many of our clients' queries are not found in the books. We may have started to fathom that reality is far more complicated than what was taught to us in law school, or that far from being black letter, the laws we have so deeply ingrained in our minds are actually shaded with colors of gray. In a more profound experience, we may have also started to notice that current society thinks little of those who persist on abiding by the rule of law. We may be disappointed to find out that some people actually consider the law not only insignificant, but also inconvenient. Beyond this, we may have started to wonder why it seems like those who go against the law are rewarded, while some who strongly abide by it fall behind. Ikaw na nga sumunod, ikaw pa ang dehado. During the 2022 elections, I, along with some friends from the College of Law, volunteered to do house-to-house campaigns. Armed with facts and knowledge of the law, we talked to different communities, and we found that many actually share a common interest. a common sentiment of a deep-seated need to build a better country. Unfortunately, though, the adversary found a loophole: the distortion of truth and the staining of information. As we have eventually discovered, when information is tainted, a person's entire belief and course of action shifts. We lost. We cried. We realized we currently live in a society where chismis is regarded as history, where shooting an innocent person is equated to justice, and where fabrications are presented as a true turn of events. It is easy to become disillusioned. If you are like me, you may have already begun to question our choice of profession, the legal profession so adamant as to what is true, just, and right. And perhaps the distinction of what is right and wrong may have already started to blur in our minds. Today, as we celebrate our years in the college, we are given another opportunity to reflect and recollect our experiences in the study of law, a time when it was much easier to determine right from wrong. Kung kailan parang mas madaling kilatisin na ang tama ay tama at ang mali ay mali. We look around us and remember a time when we were not alone and we were surrounded by supportive batchmates and professors who cheered us on. We remember what kept us going in each moment when we were on the verge of giving up. We recall the uncompromising principles we hold so dear in our hearts and the moments we stood by them. We realize just as how we survived day by showing up in class, confidently braving through recitations, and trying not to leave any question blank in exams, day by day, we can also survive and even thrive without compromising our values in the bigger university called life. At the start of my law school journey, I hung a wooden sign in my room. The sign quotes Justice Oliver Wendell Holmes Jr. It reads, "A mind that is stretched by a new experience can never go back to its old dimensions." While our paradigm has shifted from the College of Law to the real world, our experiences in the college will forever be deeply ingrained in our hearts. Fellow Batch 2020 graduates, I hope that in every setback and detour, we would always keep moving forward. That we would always find the motivation to start, no matter how small, but continue consistently. That we may never forget our AGIWA'NA, our brightest star and moral compass that has guided us in our law school journey. And that in everything we do, we may always honor the people who contributed to our growth and brought us to where we are today. On behalf of my batchmates, I would like to take this opportunity to again thank the administrators and staff for taking care of us in our stay here in the college, and our dear professors who painstakingly yet so earnestly taught us not only what the law is, but the values and skills we carry to this day. To our friends and family, a big thank you. Our celebration is yours. And to my fellow UP Law Class of 2020 batchmates, my present and future pañeros and pañeras, a heartfelt congratulations to all.
Maraming salamat, Attorney Tan. Hindi lahat ng pagtatapos ay nangangahulugan ng pamamaalam. Baon nyo ang mga pinagsamahan sa loob ng 4 o higit pang taon sa UP College of Law. Isang alay-himig para sa mga nagsipagtapos. Mula sa kolehiyo ng Kinetikang Pantao at miyembro ng UP Concert Chorus, mga kaibigan, ibinabalik si John Paul Valadon. deliver the closing remarks, please welcome Associate Dean Professor Solomon F. Lumba.
Way back in the 1980s, there was this iconic film. The title is The Karate Kid. And in this film, there was this karate master by the name of Miyagi-san. And he took under his wing this sort of a dim-witted student by the name of Daniel-san. Now one day, Daniel-san, after being beaten up by this bunch of karate students from the other dojo, he asked Miyagi-san, why is it that some students go bad? And Miyagi-san answered, "Oh, Daniel-san, no such thing as bad student, only bad teacher." And of course, the rest is movie history. Daniel-san, under the tutelage of Miyagi-san, defeated all those karate students and became the champion of the All-Valley tournament. In a very real sense, all of you are Daniel-sans. Because it needed at least one Miyagi-san for you to be here. Whether that Miyagi-san is called tatay, nanay, lola, lolo, ate, kuya, kaibigan, jowa, or prof. But by whatever name they are called, all of them share just one thing, and it is a big thing. It's called a big heart. Because it takes a big heart to be able to give the best of yourselves so that others will become the best of theirs. In order to recompense these Miyagi-sans of the world, in order for them to be truly happy, there is just one thing that we can give back. It is because all these Miyagi-sans just have one big dream. And it is a big dream because it is a dream stronger than death. All of them dream that to build a world where all the Daniel-sans of today will become the Miyagi-sans of tomorrow. Because they understand that that is the only way for all of us to go beyond simply being a champion of a tournament to being a champion in life. So with that, on behalf of all the Miyagi-sans out there, and the Miyagi-sans on the stage, okay, such as our Dean, Miyagi-san, Carlo Vistan, and your professors, Miyagi-san, the faculty, and the unsung heroes of our college, the Miyagi-sans, the staff. From all of us to you, to all you Daniel-sans, your parents, your family, and yung mga kaibigan nyo nandito, from all of us, congratulations, magandang buhay sa inyong lahat at maraming salamat po.
Thank you, Associate Dean Lumba. Mga kaibigan, isang handog para sa mga nagsipagtapos.
Right now, I feel happy and honored. Kasi after, more than 2 years, even if I have taken the bar and passed, graduation pa rin to. It's something significant and I feel honored to be here.
I think isa sa mga magandang feelings ko today is I can get to celebrate it with my family. It is not just my achievement, but it is theirs as well.
Congratulations! Kahit na 2 years delayed, but still congratulations.
Panayam UP Law Batch 2020!
Change is gonna come.
As lawyers and advocates, I challenge and invite you to help become the voice of the voiceless, to become brave for those who are afraid, and to become the strength of those who are weak.
Like the sun, oh, change is gonna come.
Let me ask you to continue to be courageous and strong. You have gone through the grind that is the UP College of Law. You have more than knowledge, you have a community here. Now, it's time to gather grit and grace as we live the law we love and the justice we all aspire for. Congratulations again to Batch 2020 of the UP College of Law. Padayon at pagpalain nawa kayo ng buong may kapal.
I cannot help but point out your chosen title for your virtual recognition program 2 years ago. The word AGIWA'NA, the star that is part of the constellation Canis Major, and is in fact the brightest star in the night sky. When things are not clear, when things look dark and bleak for you, you can consider your alma mater, the UP College of Law, as your AGIWA'NA, your guiding star. Recall the values and principles that your alma mater stands for, and let it guide your path.
It's gonna come. Change is gonna come.
Sa inyong pagtatapos, huwag niyo sanang limutin ang mga aral na inyong gagamitin upang tahakin at pagtagumpayan ang mga hamon na naghihintay sa labas ng universidad. Sa 4 o higit pang taon na inyong inilagi, tangan ninyo ang tungkulin bilang mga tagapagtanggol ng bayan na paglingkuran ang sambayanan ng buong dangal at husay. Mabuhay ang pag-asa ng bayan. Clap. Jack. Mga kaibigan, awitin natin ang UP naming mahal.
Pamantasang
Please remain standing for the exit of colors. Padayon, mga eskolar at abogado ng at para sa bayan. Isang mapagpalayang gabi sa ating lahat. Muli, ako si Enzo Lazaro ng Block D ng Batch 2023. Maraming salamat po sa pagdayo. Our beloved graduates and guests, kung gusto po natin magpa-picture dito, after po ng faculty, pwede po tayo magpa-picture. At saka para may for the class photo op po, punta po talaga tayo.